and welcome. I'm Raziel. Now, when I make these mental health videos and videos about being autistic in wargaming, a lot of people find them helpful. And do you know what? Good. I think if I can help people with their own conditions or whatever you wish to call their autism, I never look at it as a bad thing. I know it's part of me and that's it. So I tend to own it. It's part of me. I will make jokes about me being autistic all the time because it's me. I own my condition completely. So it means no one can take it away from me. So today I want to talk about how it affects me in tournaments. I'm not a big tournament player. I do play some, and I try to stay away from most conventions. I really like to go. I like going to them, and I find them to be fun when I can. Now, it's kind of weird because I've got to put myself in a position where there's a lot of people in a small room, and this makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable, especially if I'm with no one and I'm on there on my own and I'm in this room full of people. I always try to drag a friend around with me, saying, I'm going to this convention, do you want to come with me? I pay for everything. I pay for everything. I pay for the hotel, food, everything. It's like, all you have to do is just come with me. So I have you, basically. And when they can't come and I do go on my own, I put myself in a very uncomfortable situation. Now, first thing that people might not realise about tournaments and tournament rooms is they are very sensory places. They are full of sound, smells, not all bad, but we'll get to that. Colours, lights, people putting nice lights on their models, stuff like that. It's a very I get oversensed. I'm too sensory stimulated very quickly within a tournament room. So it does cause me a lot of stress and anxiety just being there. And one thing I did find very helpful, and I hope you guys find this helpful too, is to inform the tournament organizer beforehand and say, look, I may seem a little bit rude or a little standoffish. This is not me. This is just because I will not be comfortable in this situation. I'm not going to make anyone else's life difficult. I'm not going to be rude to people or aggressive. I'm just going to do my thing. And if you can somehow respect that and realize that I'm not being rude, I'm not doing this out of malice, most tournament organisers are pretty okay with that. And because people aren't psychic, people don't know if someone's autistic or not. They cannot read your mind. They cannot say what you're going through. See, one of the things I've had to tell tournament organisers is the end game handshake. I know this sounds really bizarre, and it's such a common thing in wargaming. However, if I do not know who I'm playing against, whether I win or lose, I won't shake their hand. I cannot shake their hand. This idea of touching another person really, really causes me a lot of stress. I just don't like being touched. I don't like touching people. It's as simple as that. So this endgame handshake, I guarantee, has lost me some sportsmanship awards because I cannot touch them. I'm not being rude. I'll say good game. I'll be polite. I'll say you had a great game, and it's just like I cannot shake your hand. And I always say it's not you. It's nothing to do with you. It's nothing about you. It's me. It's all me. Why is the reason I cannot shake your hand? I do try. If I'm in a particularly good place at the time, I will try, but usually it just doesn't work. I just end up staring at their hand like they offered me a puppy's head. And I wish there wasn't a worse analogy for that. A better analogy for that, I should say, because there really isn't, because that's exactly how I feel. It's like, what is that? What are you showing me? And that's what goes through my head. And the other thing is, when I do go to a tournament or a convention, but mostly tournaments, I'll go and find myself a corner. I'll find myself somewhere I can sit. I might sit on the floor. Actually, most often than not, I'll sit on the floor with my legs crossed, reading my codices, listening to music, just isolating myself from the rest of everyone else. Again, this is not me trying to be rude. This is not me trying to be antisocial. I'm trying to find a place where I can find myself to be comfortable and not get too stressed. And The problem with this is, again, it's such a weird thing to complain about, or even say that, you know, I still feel the asshole in this one because the wargaming communities are very, very friendly. And when they see someone sitting on their own, you know, and they might look a little bit stressed or down, I can guarantee, and it's happened to me more often than not, someone will come down and sit next to me and start talking to me, and my brain first goes, who the hell are you? Not in a rude way, like, I do not know you. I don't know who you are. Why are you talking to me? And again, this social interaction, though not malicious in any way, still causes me stress. Usually I'll answer and I'll say yes, no, exactly. You know, I'll be bare minimum polite. I won't go ever into the realm of rudeness or, you know, just being absolutely ignorant of them. But there'll be this bare minimum of politeness and manners that I will go through. You say, yes, that's cool, no, that's alright. You know, and I don't want to cause them stress. I find it horrid myself. And of course, you've got the extroverted type of autistic in there, which I can be, especially when I'm very friendly with someone. I can talk their ears off. If they come to me, it's even more stressful. Again, I know they're not coming out of malice. I know they're not coming to make me stressed because they don't know what I'm going through, what's bothering me. And I don't like to say, dude, listen, this is just me. I just like to be on my own. Can you just please leave me alone? Because I always feel like when I say that to people, that I am putting something on them which they haven't done wrong. You know, like if I tell someone to just leave me alone, that might make them feel like they've done something wrong, though they never have. And finally, and this is there's two more things. And this is the more negative side. Like, we've looked at the positive, you know, like how it affects me where people aren't being malice or deliberately malicious, when they're trying to be more positive. The next two are the ones that have made me lose my temper and walk out from tournaments. I don't like to say I walk out of tournaments for no reason. These are the two biggest ones. First one is people who smell. I have issues with water. I'm aquaphobic. Well, I'm a claustroaquaphobic, which means I can't shower and I can't bathe. I am not dirty. I do not smell. And the reason I don't smell is because I spend half an hour every day standing on a towel washing myself head to toe. You know, half an hour just washing. So I'm not dirty or smelly. I just spend a lot of time washing because I feel safer doing it that way than standing up in the shower or sitting in the shower or lying in a bath. Yes, this is a big issue of mine and I am working on it. So when I meet someone, I will play and they smell so bad. You know, they're just that horrifically, tremendously horrid smell, like dry, old sweat, bad breath, everything. Like, I smoke, I know what my smell is, and I always take gum with me to a tournament. I don't smoke when I go to a tournament. I take gum. Often pack two. I often brush my teeth twice. Once when I get up, and once before I leave. You know, and I make sure I'm nice and clean shaven and everything before I do. You know, deodorant, aftershave, etc. But when I'm facing someone who smells badly, it turns my gut, and it's this very sensory thing that's happening to me makes me want to shout and scream. It's like, honestly, I've walked away from tables and I have forfeited games because I just couldn't put up with the smell. It was such a sensory overload for me. I was so overstimulated that it was like I cannot cope with this. I have to leave. I won't go and complain to any of the judges unless they come up to me and say, why did you forfeit the game? I'll go, he smells too bad. I couldn't play him. And I have a very sensitive nose. I do. I'm the sort of person that can tell you if there's sugar in a cup of coffee, no matter how strong the coffee is, and very little sugar in it. You know, I have and that's kind of a thing. And finally, the last one, which I think a lot of autistic people do get agitated about and are very close to losing their tempers, is cheaters. I will leave a game if they say they don't have a codex. I'll say, right, I will say, when they say a rule, I'll say, can I read the codex? I don't have my codex. I'll say, look, you forfeit this game. You're cheating. I do not believe you. I'll call them out. I'll say, you're cheating. I don't have my codex. You're cheating. And if they call the TO over, like, this person accused me of cheating, I'll say, he said this always works. And yet he won't show me his codex. He doesn't have his codex with me. I cannot have the evidence. I need the evidence to say what he said is true. And it sounds like I'm being, like that, a Karen, best words, I suppose, about this. But if I believe someone's cheating, I do call them out every time. I've taken, like, magnets with me. So if I think the dice are rigged, which I usually rigged with a bit of iron, by the way, I'll use a magnet and I'll just swipe it over their dice to see if anyone jumps up and sticks. If one jumps up and sticks, then that dice is rigged. And I do call them out for cheating. I don't like it. I'm there to have a fun time, not to have someone make up rules and not show me the rules are true or anything like that. And especially with loaded dice. You can see loaded dice. If you watch someone roll their dice, you can see a loaded dice. They aren't subtle. It's not just rolling the 6 and the 1s. Look how they roll. You'll see them roll backwards and stuff like that to get onto the 6 or the 1. They'll roll weirdly. And that's the thing, like, being autistic, I can see him rolling weirdly. Like, that dice isn't rolling right. What do you mean? I don't think that dice is rolling right. It's rolling fine. Like, no, I want you to roll it again. And I'll say, look, it's acting really. Why did it flip backwards? It's like, no, it didn't. I said, yes, it did. Oh, it must have banged off or something. I said, here's a clear space, do it here. And, yeah. So that's it. This is just like I said, this is just what I cannot talk for other people and how they feel. It would be wrong of me to do such a thing. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you all in the next one. It's a review day tomorrow, and it's going to be a model. Okay? And I'll see you all in the next one. If you wish to save money on your wargaming, hit the link to Wayland Games down below. It does help the channel. I do get 5% off everything you buy. Free delivery up to £20 and up to 20% off all wargaming stuff. There's For Within Planet with comics, DVDs, mangas, etc. There's my comics, my merchandise, Skyforge, and Patreon, because business. Bye bye.